All right. We're good. We're rolling. Going. So we're back here for episode 2 of Ask Jeff Evans. You can ask questions. You can ask me whatever the hell you want. Send me me. I don't.
Start over. Send me snow.
That was pretty good, and then I it up.
The beginning was good, but it was 2 seconds long. So
Okay. All right.
hard to redo.
Okay. So we're here for episode 2 of Ask Jeff Evans. You can ask me whatever you want, whatever's on your mind. Hopefully nothing obscene, but you can hashtag Ask Jeff Evans at YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
What would it be?
Oh shit, that's a good question. If I had to build a car right now, what would it be? Man, I've had a couple cool ideas. I wanted to do, yeah, don't laugh at me. She laughs at all my freaking ideas, and they're great. They're great ideas, god damn it. So I don't like all the cookie cutter shit that you see that everyone else builds. I mean, no offense, but this stuff gets boring. I mean, how many times can you do a K-swap, or how many times can you do, whatever, an LS swap and something? I like to see like diversity. I like to see differences. I like to see like somebody come up with something that's cool that no one else has done. That they kind of create something that's unique or whatever. Yeah, I wanted to do some kind of V6 swap, twin turbo in a 3rd gen MR2 Spider because they're super light. They're like 2,100 pounds. You can make, I don't know, if you use like a Honda J series, let's say you threw one in the back there, you can make like 900,000 horsepower, like no problem. You could drive it everywhere. It'd probably hold up pretty well, and the thing would be fast, like stupid fast. Like it would go 8s probably really easily. That was one cool car I wanted to do. I thought about like having a BRZ FRS and putting some kind of swap in that, something cool. I've seen that done. That's kind of cool. It's like I like the car, I like the chassis. I'd love to build an S2000. I like to build. We have our white one here. It's not our actual car. We build it, maintain it for Bader, one of our international customers from Kuwait. I've thought about building, like a true street S2000. There isn't one to go out and run like mid-8s. We have the formula down for that car for a racing kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, I still want to do a badass V8 project, something with like an LS swap, something that's badass, a big NA motor, put behind a Tremec tranny and just have something that makes 600 on pump gas. It's like all motor. It's just run 9s, just drive it all the time, have fun. Something in a light car. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I like how what car would you build turned into a fleet of cars.
You can't listen. You can't like. I've pondered many ideas about what I wanted to do. You freaking ask me every year. I'm gonna have something different.
No, you could ask
every
him.
month.
You could ask him every other week, and it changes.
I should know better than to stop doing this stuff. Like I get sucked into a project and it's like I think it's gonna take an hour and it takes like freaking 2 years to finish it. I'm horrible at saying no to cool ideas, but yeah.
What about it's like going out and riding powder.
Because snowboarding's the best thing ever. I don't know. So when I was probably 7 years old, 8 years old, I got into snowboarding. Maybe 8, yeah, something like 7 or 8. I started going up. I sucked at snowboarding. I wanted to quit. I hated it. I took a snowboarding seminar for like 2 days, and I picked it up. And I skateboarded at the same time. It's actually how I saw snowboarding in skate magazines. And I thought it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And snowboarding at the time was still pretty new. I don't think even any of the local ski resorts in the area like had snowboarding. I think we're living in the Poconos, so Camelback is a local ski resort. I think they were the first ones allowed snowboarding. I went to Camelback the year after they let. So the second year of the snowboarding allowed on the mountain, that's when I started. And I started doing. I rode for a couple years. I met up with a local group of guys that were really good snowboarders. And they actually, the group of guys that I started snowboarding with, they all went on to actually be pro snowboarders. There's a Keir Dillon, Luke Winan, Danny Cass used to ride with. There was plenty of people from like the PA, New Jersey area. We used to do a series of contests called Mid-Atlantic Series. I was on, I got picked up by Burton Snowboards, I got picked up by Volcom, and I got picked up by Arnett. So there was like my sponsors. I was not a pro rider, but I was like at a regional level. And then I started going and traveling when I got into high school. I actually 14 years old, so I was probably in 9th or 10th grade. I was actually I missed like crazy amount of time in school. I was actually traveling. I went out west several times. I did some pro level contests. There was a pro series. I don't remember the name of the series anymore, but I did a couple of those, and I was super young, so all these guys were in their 20s, and these are the guys that were in the magazines when I was little. You know, I'm riding with these guys at 13, 14 years old, and I actually when I was 15, so I was 10th grade, I think it was 10th grade. Yeah, I had went into the Burton U.S. Open. You know, I rode the qualifier, I guess you would say, the warm up heats. I rode. I got top 8 or something like that. I was, I don't know, 5th or 6th place. So these are riders for all over the world, the best people in the world. I was 15. I did a really killer run, and I was automatically qualified to go into the finals. I didn't even have to keep riding. Being a yeah, it was half pipe. I didn't do slips. I was all half pipe. So I rode for Burton at that time. I moved up from like a rep rider to a B team rider. So I was not signed as a pro, but I was signed in a contract with Factory Direct. So I had I was working under the Burton manager at the time, Barry Dugan, and you know, I basically got like flowed gear. I didn't get any like money, but I got flowed gear. But if I did get shots in a magazine, then and it displayed Burton, you know, I would get like $1,000 or say for a cover or whatever. So, you know, I was 15 years old. I won it. You know, I'm looking at like $1,000 is sick. Like, so I went out and I just kept riding because there was everybody in the world was there, every photographer. I kept riding and just doing, you know, whatever I could. I was throwing huge tricks, and I ended up landing in a rut down at the bottom of the pipe, and I blew my ACL out there, which I had to get 2 surgeries on my knee, reconstruction surgeries, you know, and from there, my knee was never quite right. I mean, I just, and it took too long to recover, and, you know, my sponsors dropped me. I still want to snowboard, you know, still want to do it, but unfortunately that kind of ended my career pretty quickly. But what kind of sucks is like all the guys that were up and coming, so Danny Cass, Sean White, man, there was like, the list goes on, but the names that a lot of people are going to know, those are the guys that I rode with that I was actually beating. And if I would have progressed and continued and moved out west and rode with those, you know, those guys and got the exposure and stuff, you know, pretty sure I would have been, yeah, no lottery needed. I probably would have been continuing to snowboard. It's kind of crazy because I see a lot of the guys that I rode with that are now, you know, so I'm almost 34 right now, and they're in their 40s. Some of these guys are still riding, and they're still like doing it, and they're still good. So a lot of people got out of it, probably got injured, got tired of it, got burnt out. But you know, I would have continued doing it for as long as I could have, and it would have been cool to stay in the industry. And I think if that was, you know, if I didn't have a job doing automotive related thing, it'd probably be something in the snowboard industry. It'd be really cool to keep doing that. Thanks for watching the second episode here. You know, send your questions to #AskJeffEvans, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and you know, we'll answer what you got.